that we are doing the definition terms, which is very important from the examination point of view. Okay, so today we are going to finish 2 act. Yesterday we have done the Surface Act, and today we are going to finish the Module C. In Module C, Recovery of Debt and Bankruptcy Act, this one, and MSME Act, these 2 acts we will finish today. Okay, so what about first of all recovery of debt? So what basically this act want to say? X, this is bank, right? X have taken suppose 21 lakh from the this, and Y have given already movable property as a security to the bank, right? But suppose if X is not able to pay the 21 lakh rupees, so what will happen in that case? So in that case, basically the bank will prefer to go to the court, right? But as you know that if we just go to the court, so the court takes so much time. It will be not easy for the court to just give the special privilege to the bank, because in front of the court everyone is equal, right? So the court will take so much time. So by this, it will take so much time for the bank to recover the money. So that's why in 1993 this act was made, in which the special tribunal is made for the debt recovery. Special tribunal, and that special tribunal name is DRT, Debt Recovery Tribunal, and its appellant tribunal is DRAT. It means suppose if we are not satisfied with the DRT, we can easily go to the DRAT, and there are total in India 39 DRT and 5 DRAT in India. How many? 5 DRAT in India. Okay, so one by one we will study the definitions of this act. Okay, so now first of all the first act. What is appellant tribunal? So appellant tribunal is basically DRAT. That's it. This is your appellant tribunal, right? What is bank? Bank means banking company, corresponding new bank, State Bank of India, subsidiary bank, regional rural bank. See, that can be come in the form of question. Okay, that can be come in the form of question, that what is bank under the DRT. By seeing the definition, you can easily identify that which kind of question can become from this one. Chairperson. If you just comparison DRT and DRAT. So under DRT, the presiding officer is there, and under DRAT, the chairman is there, who is the head. This is important. Okay, so chairman is the appellant tribunal chairman. That's it. Is that okay? Done? Now, what is, guys, depth? What is depth? So depth means any liability claim as due from any person by a bank and financial institution. This is very important. Depth. If a person is not able to pay the money, this is called depth. A very simple definition. If borrower is not able to pay the money, borrower can be the company, partnership firm, etc. So if they are not able to pay the money, this is called debt. Okay, so debt, any liability claimed as due from any person by the bank, financial institution, or by consortium of bank and financial institution during the course of any business activity undertaken by the bank and financial institution or the consortium under any law for the time being in the force. That's it. See. Is that okay? So this is the definition of the term depth. Done, guys? Now, what is financial institution? Financial institution is that entity in which we just take the loan, just like the bank, but this is not bank. Okay, financial institution, that is a public financial institution within the meaning of Company Act, and other institution as central government may having regard to its business activity and the area of the operation. This is your financial institution, a very important term. Guys, do not forget to like and subscribe the channel of Adda 24/7. That is important. That is important. Done? This is called financial institution. What is presiding officer? That the head officer of the this DRT. This is DRT. DRT head is presiding officer, right? And the helper of presiding officer is recovery officer. Okay, this is important. This is important, guys. Now, recovery officer C, appointed by central government for each tribunal. So each tribunal, that is DRT. What is RRB bank? The regional rural bank established under the RRB Act 1976. That's it. So this is the definition term of the DRT. That is important. Definition term of the DRT. What is tribunal? Tribunal established under the this one, that is DRT. Okay. Now one more thing that you have to remember, DRT. It's a quick revision. If you just go to the DRT, within 30 days, you can appeal and you have to deposit 50% amount. Suppose if you are not satisfied with the decision of DRT, then 50% you have to deposit to the DRT. Then after you can approach to the DRT for the appeal. This is very important. This is, guys, very much important. Okay, important one. Now, MSME Act. What is MSME Act? That is very important. What exactly the MSME Act means? The micro, small and medium enterprises Development Act 2006. So this act is basically, suppose if we just talk about the rural areas. So in the rural areas, the people are also much, very much talented, but there's a need of encouragement, right? So this Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Act 2006, that is basically what we have to do for the development. Suppose if any person establish micro enterprise, micro this one, if the investment and turnovers come under the micro, if the investment turnover come under the small this one industry, and if the turnover and investment come under the medium industry, so we have to encourage and develop these authority. Okay, so this act is basically this one. Okay, so what exactly we have to study? First one, what is advisory committee? So advisory committee is a committee constituted by the central government. See, number one definition. What is appointed day? Appointed day, to understand appointed day, suppose that is supplier and that is buyer, right? The supplier have given the goods or services, suppose at 29/23. Today is 20 September, right? So if supplier have given the any goods and services to the buyer at 29/2023. So appointed day means the day following immediately after the expiry of period of 15 days from the day of acceptance and the day of deemed acceptance of any goods and services from the by the buyer from supplier. So at 29, if the good is accepted by the buyer, so after 15 days, so after 15 days, that is 5 October. 5 October is what? Your appointed day. This is important. This is, guys, important to understand. Now I'm just highlighting the things which I have told you. It means the day following immediately after the expiry of period of 15 days. This is 15 days from the day of acceptance and the day of deemed acceptance of any goods and services by the buyer from the supplier. So on that day, the buyer have accepted the goods. So after 15 days, that is of 5 October, that is the appointed day. So you have to remember what is appointed day. This is very important. Now guys, what is that is written here? What is the day of acceptance and what is the day of deemed acceptance? So these two terms I will teach you. First of all, please read the day of acceptance and the day of deemed acceptance. Please read, class. Done? So the day of acceptance is basically the day of actual delivery of goods and rendering the services. See, the day of actual delivery of goods and rendering the services. Is that okay? Where any objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding acceptance of goods and services within 15 days from the day of delivery of goods or rendering any service, the day on which such objection is removed by the supplier. So this is also called this one. So there is two definition, guys. There is two definition. This is your first definition, and the second definition is suppose within 15 days. Within 15 days, if any objection is raised by the buyer. See, where any objection in writing by the buyer regarding the acceptance of goods and services within 15 days from the day of delivery of goods and rendering the services, the day on which such objection is removed by the supplier. So that supplier suppose remove this one at 10 October. So 10 October is also called the day of acceptance. Is that okay? So this is day of acceptance, this is day of acceptance. Is that okay? And what is day of deemed acceptance? See, where no objection. What is written here? Where no objection is made in writing by the buyer regarding the acceptance of goods and services within 15 days from the day of delivery of goods and the rendering this. The day of actual delivery of goods, it means actual delivery, that is 20. So this is the day of deemed acceptance. So every word is related to each other. So please read all the points here. Please read all the points here, class. That is important. Okay, so this is important one. Now, what is board? Board is National Board for Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise. This is board. Buyer, whoever buy any goods, receive any services from the supplier for consideration. That is called buyer. Important definition. What is enterprises? Enterprises means an industrial undertaking or a business concern or any other establishment by whatever name called engaged in the manufacture or production of goods in any manner. Suppose if I have established any industry, so that is my enterprise. So this is called class enterprise. See, this is called enterprise, guys. Done? Okay, so I think this definition is clear to all of you. What is goods? Every kind of movable property other than actionable claim and money. It means good will not include actionable claim and money. What is National Bank? The National Bank is basically means the National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development established under this act. Notification that is given in the official gazette. What is actionable claim? That is written in the Transfer of Property Act. Actionable claim basically that